Today on Channel 4 News, we'll be talking about the churches in the Middle Ages. For our first topic, here is Ian reporting about great religious leaders such as Charlemagne and the Pope.
First, Charlemagne was a king of the Franks, a German-speaking population that invaded the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century. The Franks also established the most powerful Christian kingdom of early medieval Western Europe. Charlemagne had also founded the Holy Roman Empire. Here is Sara with additional information on the Holy Roman Empire.
The Holy Roman Empire was a complex of territories in Western and Central Europe that developed during the early Middle Ages. Their religion was mainly Roman Catholicism and mostly spoke Latin.
Thank you, Ian and Sara. Ian, can you extend on Charlemagne's impact on the church?
Charlemagne spent the early part of his reign on several military campaigns to expand his kingdom. He invaded Saxony in 772 and eventually achieved its total conquest and conversion to Christianity. As a token of his appreciation, Leo crowned Charlemagne on Christmas Day that year, declaring him Emperor of the Romans.
Thanks, Ian. And how about the Pope in the Middle Ages?
During the High Middle Ages, the Roman Catholic Church became organized into an elaborate hierarchy with the Pope as the head in Western Europe. He showed supreme power. This is a great example of feudalism.
And what exactly is feudalism, Ian?
Feudalism was a combination of legal and military customs in medieval Europe that flourished between the 9th and 15th centuries. Broadly defined, it was a way of structuring society around the relationships derived from the holding of land in exchange for service or labor. Here is Sara with expert analysis on the Pope.
Thanks, Ian and Michelle. Popes in the Middle Ages become central figures of power and influence. Conflicts between church and state eventually weakened the Pope's power. Also, the end of the feudal system and the Protestant Reformation led to a further weakening of the Pope's power.
On another note, let's talk about France and England in the 100 Years' War.
I have teleported back in time to the year 1337 when the 100 Years' War took place, and I have here with me a military veteran who was unfortunate to survive in the war. Hey Josh, do you know what caused the war?
I believe the war started in 1328 when Charles IV of France died in 1328 without an immediate male heir. Edward III of England then believed he had the right to become the new king of France through his mother. That is how the conflict began.
What were the effects of the war?
The 100 Years' War inflicted untold misery on France. Farmlands were laid waste, the population was decimated by war, famine, and the Black Death, which greatly affected the citizens. Civil wars and local wars increased the destruction and the social disintegration. Yet the successor of Charles VI, Louis VI, benefited from these evils.
Moving on, here's Ian reporting about the Reconquista.
Thanks, Michelle. We are live from the Iberian Peninsula in Spain, where the Reconquista took place in 722 AD.
Ian, what's the significance of the Reconquista in the Middle Ages?
The Reconquista was a long series of wars and battles between the Christian kingdoms and the Muslims for control of the Iberian Peninsula. Here's Sara with some expert analysis about the Reconquista and its similarities with the Crusades.
Thanks, Ian. Well, the Reconquista and the Crusades both had the same motivation, to reconquest. For decades, Christians had been losing land to the Arabs. Similarly, the same situation was occurring in the East with the Crusades. The Muslims were intolerable of other religions. In conclusion, both wars was to help the Christians.
Moving on, Ian, what was the significance of the Norman invasion on the church?
One of the reasons of the Norman invasion was the church and the conquest. Indeed, it was a key selling point used in recruiting of mercenaries by the Duke of Normandy. The Norman conquest was very important to English history. Hello, America. I am currently with Josh, who has been affected by this new outbreak called the plague.
Help me, I'm dying, but we can do this interview first.
Okay, sir. What symptoms are you experiencing?
I'm feeling sick, I'm vomiting, and my abdomen is in so much pain. Ow! My mouth is also bleeding, and ow! And my fingers and toes are turning black. Please help me. There's so many people dying from this disease.
How does this affect your church?
Many people in my church are getting this disease and the church doesn't know how to deal with it. Myself and others don't trust the doctors of the church. The plague is greatly disrupting my religious practices and I cannot focus on God. I'm starting to trust the church. I'm starting to not trust the church and they are getting a bad reputation.
And how did you get this disease, Josh?
I think disease was passed on to me by my peers. The bubonic plague spread through the route of the Silk Road. The Black Plague nearly killed off 1/3 of our population, but the real people who allowed the disease to spread was the Jews. They did something to us Christians and they're trying to kill us. We must exile them now.
Alright. Why do you think the Jews did this?
Because everyone of my friends who has disease is blaming the Jews. I must stand with my peers and accuse the Jews. I don't feel so good, Mr. Ian. Oh.
Well, that's awkward.
Anyways, okay folks, now we're on to the next topic, the Magna Carta. Here's Ian in the year 1215 with some more information.
The Magna Carta was a great document that gave the rights to many nobles. King John, who was a weak military ruler, was cruel to his subjects. He raised taxes super high. The nobles were angry and forced him to sign a document containing the basic political and legal rights called the Magna Carta. The nobles wanted to secure their rights and decrease the amount of power from the king. These articles applied to every citizen and set the basic rules of limited government. After that, the next king started a legislative body of government called the Parliament, which consists of 2 nobles and 2 knights from each region.
Well, Ian, the Magna Carta also had a big role on the church.
Yes, Sarah, that is correct. The Magna Carta allowed the English church to be free and have its full rights and liberties intact.
Well, that's all the time we have on Channel 4 News. Thank you for joining us and we'll see you next time. Have a good day, America.